It's Colleen with Rubber Resellers, and I'm here for a weekly update of what I sold on eBay for the week of August 27th through September 2nd, 2018.
Okay, 10 things sold and paid for. This was the first one. I don't know why it shows 3 bids, but anyway, I did 14 auctions last week, and they finally paid on Monday. So I didn't include it last week because they hadn't paid, and I didn't know. The other thing that sold is unpaid item case, which I guess happens. So this sold for $5.99. It's a show pack. I don't know. It's like a slide projector, a vintage slide projector, and you know, I lost money on it. I collected $5.99, or I've collected $19.82 on this. It cost me $5 at an auction, $15, $14 for shipping, eBay, and PayPal fees for a loss of 32 cents, and it took 4 years to sell. So my advice to you, don't buy this. Vintage circular, it's a slide rule, but it's round. The gentleman, this is the Halliburton jumpsuit guy, and he had a lot of these. This is a circular one. I have another one that's in better shape. This one was a little bit warped anyway. It sold for $14.99. I collected $17.65. I didn't pay anything for this. The estate sale company that I love and adore, they have a box that they put out front, usually of old paint and, notebooks and pens and stuff like that that no one's going to pay for anyway. So these were in there. So I grabbed it. $5.08 in shipping and fees for a total profit of $12.57, and it took 2 weeks to sell. These are some Spanx. Somebody asked me about these a while ago, and I just blew them off. But anyway, they sold. $13.94 is what they sold for. I had stuff on sale this week. $16.60 is what I collected. I spent $1 on this. It's $1 for my UK watchers. I work with a consignment store, although I've stopped that gravy train. And I usually get about 10 things out of the bag, and then I take the rest to Goodwill. So I average about $1 an item because I pay $10 for the big garbage bag full of their stuff to go to Goodwill. Anyway, $5.09 in shipping and fees. $10.51 is my total profit on that, and it took a year to sell. This, I believe, was a little parachute guy, and he had this really cool, I don't know if I'm going to be able to show it well enough, which is sort of silly because these are photos that people are looking at to see if they want to buy it. But he had like this gas mask on, and he looked like a little steampunk guy. Anyway, I think it belonged to like a parachute toy that you had when you were a kid. I collected $8.23 on this. I spent $1 on it at an estate sale. $3.95 in shipping and fees for a total profit of $3.28, and it took 2 weeks to sell. And I just decided to throw him in there because he was in a bag with some other higher priced things. The Kissing Hand is a story, and here is the CD so the kids can listen to the CD and read the story. $6.82 is what it sold for. I collected $9.48. I didn't spend anything on this. My children got plenty of use from it. $4.09 for shipping and fees for a total profit of $5.39, and it took a month to sell. Here's a Wheelo toy. I don't know if you were a child of the 60s or 70s, maybe even 80s, but probably more those two eras. This is a like a top type of thing where this red top goes up and down the metal bars. It's very addicting because you'll sit there and flick your wrist while you're doing things. Anyway, it's just a really fun thing to keep your mind busy. $9.99 is what it sold for. $13.49 is what I collected. I spent 50 cents at an estate sale. $4.97 in shipping and fees. My total profit on this, $8.02, and it took a week to sell. This is the money right here. So this is a slide rule. Some things that make it more unique is, well, the reason why it was so expensive and it didn't sell for this price, but it's wood, so that's always a good sign. It's they're all vintage at this point. Certain brands, so this is a good brand. but it's the 20-inch length that made this so valuable. Someone offered me $90, so I took it. I collected $97.40. I spent $3 on this at an estate sale, $19.22 in shipping and fees for a total profit of $75.18, and it took 2 weeks to sell. So slide rules, you got to look them up because I do have another one that was not worth nearly as much. About, I mean, most of the time they're worth about $20, which is, nothing, not nothing, but if you're going to pay $3 to $5 for them, you might want to reconsider. This is a dispenser for wax paper, aluminum foil, and paper towels. Really fun. Very mid-century. I collected $41.71. I spent $1 on this at a garage sale. $20.92 for shipping and fees for a total profit of $19.79, and it took 2 weeks to sell. This is a marble lot. This is, I had won these in an auction with some purple ball jars, canning jars, and these were inside, and I finally just decided to lot them up because I knew they weren't worth anything. They're not vintage or anything. So they sold for $24.99. I collected $32.09. I spent about $2.50 on them. $11.55 in shipping and fees for a total profit of $18.04, and it took 3 months to sell. I don't know much about marbles. I know some of them could be worth quite a bit, but I don't know enough about them to be able to pick them out. Last thing, Whammo Frisbee. This is not the original one, but there are instructions on how to play this Frisbee, so I knew it was fairly old. My sister's sorority in college, they picked a person in history, and they picked the woman who invented the Frisbee, or is credited with inventing the Frisbee, and it started out as pie tins, and they threw those, and then they created, Whammo created the Frisbee as we know it today out of that concept. So kind of interesting piece of history. $14.99 is what it sold for. $17.91 is what I collected. I spent 50 cents at an estate sale. $5.25 in shipping and fees for a total profit of $12.16, and it took 2 weeks to sell. Looking at the numbers, $211.52 is what everything sold for. $274.38 is what I collected. $14.50 is what I spent on all the items. Yeah, that's not too bad. $95.26 is what I spent on shipping and fees for a total profit of $164.62. So not a super great week. Amazon merch kind of saved me. 11 shirts, 3 pop sockets, and 1 return. $46.79 on Amazon, and my total for the week, $211.41.
So another average week. Hopefully things will pick up. So that leads me to my tip for the week, which is to remember to start ordering things for the Christmas season. I know it's going to pick up here probably now because students are back in school and moms are buying things. They're starting to think about Christmas. They're starting to think about skiing and buying winter jackets, things like that, toys, all that kind of stuff. So don't forget, if you have an eBay store, to order your supplies if you haven't for this quarter. So pause this right now, go order that stuff before you forget, because you only have till the end of September. And then the other thing is some tips on how I ship some smaller stuff. So this is a flat rate envelope, and I use those. And the way I see if I can fit something in there is I get the eBay, going back to the eBay supplies. So I get these, just the regular poly mailers from eBay or wherever, and I think these are the 9 by whatever size. And if they fit into this poly mailer, then I know it's going to go into a flat rate envelope. And if it fits into the larger ones, which I think are like 13 or something, I can't remember what they are. They're a little bit bigger, but these fit perfectly inside the legal size envelope. So if I can get a jacket in this bad boy, then I can fit it. Sometimes it's not pretty, but sometimes I can always get it into a legal flat rate envelope. So so that that works pretty well, and you can save the customers a lot of money, or if you do free shipping, you can save yourself a lot of money if the thing is over up 1 pound. The other thing I do is I order these, it says it on there, Scotty Shipper. It's probably going to be backwards. So the people over at BubbleFast, they are associated with, they've been on eBay forever. They have a great story if you want to hear about it. eBay Radio talked about them a lot, and they were always really generous with giving away, you know, $25 gift certificates. So I had the privilege of trying them out, and honestly, their stuff is high quality. So yes, you're going to pay a little bit more for it, but really they do such a great job. Like their packing peanuts are amazing. And then their big bubble wrap, I know it's not going to break when it travels. So sometimes you can order the cheapest shipping supplies, but sometimes that's not always the smartest idea and things get broken. I've had such mixed results with FedEx that I now realize that it is in my best interest to buy higher quality shipping supplies. So I order through them, and this is one of the things that they sell. It's called the Scotty Shipper, and it fits perfectly inside a padded flat rate. So you just fold this up on one end, slide it into the bag, and then instantly it becomes a box, and it's a little sturdier. So like those marbles I just sold this week, I sold them this way. I put them in here, I wrapped them in bubble wrap, and then I put them in here, and then they ship for $7 or $6.90 or whatever. So definitely look into getting some Scotty Shippers. They're really nice for inside of those. So that's all I'm going to talk about for shipping supplies this week. Go out and get some regular flat rate envelopes and some legal envelopes, and get some nice poly mailers inside. They could just be clear plastic bags too. You don't have to do poly mailers. That's just how I do it. Get some Scotty Shippers from BubbleFast, and I'll link to them in the description below. And some padded flat rates, and you can take care of a lot of your smaller things that are over a pound. With that, I'd like to wish you guys a happy and prosperous week next week. Get out there. I'm sorry this was a day late. I spent the day with my kids, and I did not film my YouTube video. So it's a day late, but not $1 short. You guys have a good week. Thanks for watching. Bye.